This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/TYT for your free trial membership.
Scott Walker, governor of Wisconsin, was a tough guy, and he would give speeches about Ronald Reagan and how Ronald Reagan broke the unions and that it wound up influencing the Soviet Union to crumble at his knees. I mean, he's a goofball. It's a childlike view of history, but he wanted to be like his idol, Ronald Reagan. Oh my God, if I could just run from Lebanon and trade arms for hostages with Iran like Reagan, then I'd be so great. So now he can't do that. He's the governor of Wisconsin, since he couldn't deal with terrorists the way and make deals with terrorists the way that Ronald Reagan did. He tried to break the unions like Reagan did, and he thought, well, I'm a Republican. I don't have to compromise. I'll just crush them, and I've got the state Senate and the state House on my side, and we'll move along. Well, he had a rude awakening in Wisconsin when people showed up in the streets and said, we're tired, man. We're the middle class, and you've run over us over and over again. And we've already agreed to your pay cuts when it comes to the state employees. We've already agreed to give into the pensions. We've already agreed to give into our health care funds, etc. We just can't have you taking away our bargaining rights, because then that means we have no rights whatsoever, and we have no ability to be able to even negotiate our own wages. So, no, we're drawing a line here. And throughout this whole thing, Walker thought, who cares? I'll crush them, and I'll give more, tax breaks to the business interests in the state, which he has proposed. I'll cut education by $900 million, which he has proposed. What difference does it make? He took a call from the Koch brothers saying, oh, yeah, once we break them, we'll party in Cali. The whole thing. Well, come to find out, it turns out, here comes some polls saying, hey, Governor Walker, it turns out Wisconsin's not on your side. When they found out what you were actually up to, they didn't like it at all, right? And we showed you all those polls over the last couple of days, and I told you, as I like to do ahead of time, that that's going to cause some significant concern for Walker and the other Republicans in Wisconsin. And guess what? We now have significant concern. So all of a sudden, Governor Walker is willing to negotiate. Oh, is that right, Walker? That's interesting. So he comes in and he says, don't do that. Did I say I wouldn't negotiate? Is that what I said? My bad, dog. I was a little pitchy. So let me come in with my new negotiation points. And here they are. All of a sudden, he thinks public employee unions might be able to bargain over wages, over the rate of inflation, which previously he was saying he wouldn't allow. That union bargaining can have over certain economic issues, or happen over workplace safety, that the union contracts for public employees would not be limited to a 1 or 2 year period. It could go to 3 years. That the hospitals and clinics authority in Wisconsin would not lose all union bargaining rights. And that they would explicitly have to approve changes to state health programs for the poor that was sought by Walker. All of this different concessions. That's interesting. I wonder why. So one was the polls that we told you about. The second is because of the recall efforts. Now, Walker can't be recalled until January of next year because of the way Wisconsin law is, but they started a recall effort against him, and obviously that has him a little concerned. But much more relevantly, I told you what the inflection point is, where you can actually hurt them and get them to change, is the state Republican senators. And honestly, the guy that figured that out the best was Adam Green and Stephanie Taylor at PCCC and Democracy for America. Those are the top progressive groups that know how to do activism, that know how to get results, and they started doing a recall effort on the state Republican senators. Guess what? It has them spooked. It's not just a theory, it's not just the results, they literally say it. Here is Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald in Wisconsin. He's saying the recall efforts launched against the 8 Republicans was, quote, on everybody's mind. Oh, is that right? And he went on to say, everybody's obviously receiving a lot of pressure. I had people on my front porch before I left this morning. So then the state senators turn around and they tell Walker, hey, listen, man, we're about to get recalled. Over the weekend, they already had 15% of the signatures that they needed for the recall. By yesterday, they had 30% of the signatures that they needed to recall these state senators. State senators are in a panic. So they go over to Walker and they say, get. They're rough talking us and running us off. And quite literally, they're having town hall meetings. This guy, Schultz, which is one of the Republicans, Dale Schultz, he goes to a town hall meeting and he says, look, maybe we'll compromise on some things. I said we should take away bargaining rights for 2 years and then we'll give them back. The town hall starts booing. They're like, boo! We don't want that. And another hall event that United States Congressman Sensenbrenner attended with this other Republican state senator. She was newly elected, Vukmir. They're booing them. They ended the town hall early. Sensenbrenner is outraged. How could they possibly be so rude at a town hall? Sensenbrenner is the same exact guy who had put out quotes last year saying, oh, the town hall events where we're going to attack healthcare reform is awesome. It is the American people speaking out. Thank God for the Tea Parties disrupting the town hall events. Now, when it's his town hall event disrupted, he's like, how dare they? They should let us speak. These unruly masses, right? Interesting when the shoe's on the other foot, isn't it? So that's Sensenbrenner, that's Vukmir. Schultz does this whole spiel. Now, to Schultz's credit, unlike the other guys, he stayed and answered all the questions for a long time. But it didn't work. At the end of the meeting, one of the 60-year-old who declared that he was an independent, he wasn't one of the guys necessarily booing. He just got up and said, look, I heard you speak and I appreciate that you were here. But, quote, after hearing you speak, I'm no longer an independent. I've decided to become a Democrat. He's like, because when I found out what you're up to, I don't like that. It turns out you're coming for me. It turns out you're coming for the middle class. That's right. That's it in a nutshell. So as they see these town halls, as they see the recall efforts, etc., Republicans in Wisconsin backpedal, they're in massive backpedal. Look, I've said it before, but I cannot say it enough. The people in Wisconsin that led this protest, the whole country owes you a great debt. I mean, look, you stood up when nobody else did. And, we've been waiting for so long for people to stand up. And you did. And look at this, man. It looks like you're on your way to a win. And when no one expected you to win, no one. Look, honestly, I love that you were doing it because it led Republicans to backpedal a little in Florida and New Jersey and some other places. But I wasn't even sure you were going to win in Wisconsin. Now it looks like you might flat out win in Wisconsin. It's been an amazing job by real people, real Americans, real middle class, standing up for their rights. And you're a model for us all. I can't thank Wisconsin enough.
Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping.
You can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.